Alright, Monument of Triumph is out in Destiny 2. The final update, unfortunately. Hopefully not, but this is it. We're going to go over the Immortal title and how to get it. I've got it in about 15 hours of gameplay. It's a lot, I know, but if you play throughout, the rest of the time, I'm sure you'll get it done pretty easily over time. It's not that bad. And actually, it might be a little bit overwhelming, but it is very easy to understand. And I'll try to show as much as I can, explain everything, and hopefully you can get it done. It's very easy. You get these cool armor sets for each of the class. There's a Titan one. I think all of them look really good. They're very detailed and they look very nice, and they shader pretty well. My favorite shaders, this one right here. The roll treatment, like this makes it look really good. Like that's super nice right there. Anyways, let's get started here on the title. Let me briefly explain how it works. I got a lot of questions of how does it work. A lot of questions. So I'm just quickly go over that. So basically, how the title works. It's like a bunch of nested triumphs in one. There is 17 triumphs in total listed here, but you only do 12 of them to get the title. Doing 17 gets you the gilded version of it. But it is not just one triumph. To get to see each of the progress for each of these triumphs here, to go ahead and head over to your featured or your triumphs page, and then go to the featured one, which is Monument of Triumph. And each of those ones you saw from the title is one of these subcategories. So it's just the top left one over here. So each one you finish, every time you finish one of these, this one right here, the top one, it's a +1 to the title. So you do 12 different subcategories in each one of these, and you will progress and you will do the title. Now, in each of these subcategories, so for Vista, there's 13 triumphs listed in here. But technically there's 12. It counts this one over here, which doesn't count towards the big progress. So what that means is that this requires 8 triumphs to get, and there's 12 triumphs in this subcategory. So you're going to need at least, you can skip 4 triumphs in this subcategory. So you don't have to do every single triumph in the subcategory. As long as you do 8, you will get it done. Now, of course, doing other triumphs gets you legendary marks, which legendary marks are used to buy stuff in the middle here of the tower, and that can get you some cool cosmetics like armor sets. A lot of armor sets for each character. They have 50 each. Some weapons and armor from past events and other stuff. Emblems, ghost shells. Each of them are different. So you got emotes, you got shaders, you got more sparrows, some ghosts, more ornaments over here. You could buy the very slow sparrow, the griffin, whatever you call it. Someone that shoots. You can buy skimmers from the past events. But some do require triumphs, which I'm going to go over, but I don't know all of them. But anyways, and then all these over here, right? So very good to do. Now, a lot of question about, can I buy everything if I maybe do everything, or maybe I miss something? I don't know the exact amount. I mean, I did all my triumphs and I bought a couple of things, obviously, but I have about 2,000 currency left over, so it might be possible to buy everything, maybe on every character, maybe with this amount of currency. I'm not sure, but you can go to your destinations here and you head over to your seasonal hub, and you can see here doing the weekly missions or objectives gives you 10 legendary marks. You get 30 here every week. I'm not sure there's more and more areas. You get infinite, but if you play every week, you can get at least 30. So at least you can grind and do those and not worry about not doing every single triumph. Other than doing all the triumphs gets you the title, or gilded the title, basically. So that's pretty much it. That's the gist of the entire thing. So let's go ahead and start off with the easy ones and the ones you can skip and all that stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and head over to the first one, which is going to be the Vistas. Vistas, we have 12 in total. I did all of them just so that you can see what they are and all that good stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and explain these. So these ones are the Scenic spots. Now, Scenic spots, they spawn like this. So when you head over to a map, you should see that most or all planets that you can walk around in will have a circle. like, not, it won't be a scenic like this. I don't know if I can see it actually. It would be actually over here, distorted one. You should see a circle. Where is the circle? There is none here. I am fumbling this really hard. Unfortunately, I can't see it, but it is a circle. It looks like... where is it? So a Vista is that circle to the left over there, and that when you walk near it, it should be in that little zone over there. But it's not, doesn't really tell you exactly where it is. You just have to walk around. If you walk out of the circle, it'll tell you to go back inside of it, and you'll look around. But I'll show you locations where they are, obviously. So here we are. So when you're heading over to that circle in the Cosmodrome, this is where we're starting off with the first one. You'll see this rock or ledge, and once you get a bit close to it, you see the symbol over here on the map, and you take view, and you should be able to see it right there. So go to the circle on Cosmodrome, just drive over there from Shahan, and you just get there pretty quickly. And you just take a look over there, basically. So pretty simple stuff like that. You can see on the map where we are. That's exactly where we are for that one. What you also want to do is you can click on the circle, and it'll put you a waypoint towards the circle. So if you don't know exactly the directions, because most destinations don't have a transmat zone in the circle area, because there's sometimes just the Dreamers only has one transmat zone. So if you don't know exactly where to go, click on it, interact with it, and it'll tell you the waypointer will tell you where it is as soon as you transmit in and you get in the game map. This one's pretty simple. On the rocks up here, I take in the view, a dreamy view. And you should be good to go for that. Here it is on the map, right there. This one is going to be the Dark Forest in the EDZ. You're going to head over to the sludge, and you're going to just take the path you normally take. If you click on it, it'll tell you to go here, and you just got to follow the path. It's very simple stuff. Continue along after the second teleporter or second portal, and you should be able to, it leads you to this train tracks, and you're going to keep following the path forward. And keep going straight, and you should be able to see it right in front of you, right over there, and that's pretty much it. So for Zur's Eternity one, you have to go to the treasure hoard, and you're gonna take the portal over here with the purple thing. You go through this and go to Eternity. And unfortunately for this one, there's no map for this, but if you pull your ghost out, you'll see where you need to go for the circle. So once you spawn in, pull your ghost out, and it'll tell you where to go. It's pretty much when you spawn in, it's to the right of you, looking forward, basically. So look to your right, back right, and then you're just gonna go straight into here, basically. And it should be near the water, I'm pretty sure. You could have a sniper scope and kind of see where the icon is, but it should be like around over here to see the vista of the Dares of Eternity arena. There you go. For the one in Europa, you should see the icon to head towards there, because you're not going to spawn next to it. And for this one here, it is going to be up the construct, whatever you call this. I don't even know. But is it this way, or is it behind me? I think it's behind me, I think. Yeah, right there. Not up the, it's not up the construct. My bad. It's up those rocks near the construct. There we go. The one on the moon's pretty simple. Head over to what is this area called again? Alright, Archer's Line, and just right to your left, I think. You should be able to see it right there. Nothing too complicated for this one. It's just right at the start of when you first come in from Sanctuary. And then for Neomuna, you're going to go to Liming Harbor, and this should be pretty obvious. They put it right in the middle of this cylinder that spawns, or it is right in front of us. Basically, very simple. One over here, of course. That should be all of them that's needed in order to get this one triumph, but we will do all of them just so that you get all the currency, I guess. So for the Pale, the last city in the Pale, what was it called? I already forgot. Whatever. It's going to be on the left side next to the Brute, basically. So there is that. There it is on the map if you want to see. Just right there. And then for Nessus, is people already there for me, so it's on this little, on the very back side, or right before the transition zone to the next area. For Exodus Black, you're just gonna head up here on the roof of this thing, and that's for Lost Hope. I think that should be all of them there. Wrong. I'm always wrong. Okay, the throne room, what is it called? Dorm World. It's just near the spawn. Should be on the map. Pretty over here. Where's the map at? There it is, right there on the map. And that's all. That should be all the vistas there. Now, with that being said, I mean that's more than 8 in total. Of course, this one's automatic. And this one is there's like these. Each one of these most of these have a locate a character. So for example, locate Ikora, speak of Eris, find Imbaru Chests. Oh no, that's different. Whatever. Speak of Lodi right there. Speak of Lodi and Sojourner's Camp. You know, Korean Mara stuff. Speak of her. Speak of Lodi and Eternity. So these are marked on the map with the orange waymarker. You can click on that and go to the waypoint. I can show some locations of some of them because they're pretty. Some of them not. Some of them are pretty obvious. Some are not pretty obvious. Like for example, Ikora is located on Nessus for this one for Vista, and she is found in the Volunder Forge. So that is going to be Artifact's Edge, and there should be a path you take from here. And there should be a hole over here, and then there should be a path inside over here, and then she's like right there. Do nothing too complicated with that one. You don't have to do it, but you can if you want. You should do it because there is a triumph that does all of them. Whatever. I'll talk about it later too. Anyways, so that's Vistas. Very simple stuff. I got this stupid bug. Hang on. Here we go. Okay, so now let's go over to Patrol. Now, Patrol. Nothing too crazy with this one. You only need to do 13 of them out of the 18. I only did 15. I did a little bit extra, of course. But let's go ahead and talk about what you need to do for these ones. So the first one here, we have similar to the one with talking to Ikora. We have a Speak of Eris in Enduring Abyss on the Moon. Very simple. Place to go. So where you want to go is head to Sanctuary, and you're gonna just go into the portal, and that should get you closer to the Enduring Abyss, and just follow the path down this hallway. As long as you keep on the path, you should be able to find her in her room where she saw, or where the pyramids are. The Dorito ships. Take a left, and then she should be there. So it's just an example of where to find her. For this one here, there we go. Very simple. Next one, very simple. You can head to the moon and go on a Sparrow or Skimmer, and just run over 10 enemies. That's it. Very easy to do. Nothing complicated about that. Then we have defeat Assimilated Demolishers on Nessus. So what you do for this one, you're going to go ahead and head over to Nessus. And you're going to go to Watcher's Grave. Oh, there's a circle right there. Watcher's Grave. And you're going to go ahead and head over here and interact with a panel or a conflux. It may be activated already, and you can kill them with other people, or you have to do it sort of yourself. So here's an example of what it looks like. So sometimes they may be spawned in already, and there should have waymarkers above their head. So as long as you spawn into, Watcher's Grave, whatever, there's going to be 3 of them. As long as you shoot one of them or do damage to them, you should be able to just get the triumph done. You see on the right side, there's a conflux. That's how you spawn them in. I don't think you need anything to do it. I could be wrong though, but they're pretty tanky, and you have like 4 minutes to kill them all. So I do recommend hopefully having people that's also there as well. But you can see the conflux right there on the right side. That's how you spawn them in right there. So these are pretty tanky guys and really annoying to kill, but work together, and you can do them all basically. You can see, finish that. Foreseeable disconnect, and then like I said, conflux should be right there. And it'll be on cooldown, but it should work, I think. Next we have is Loot Goblin. This one is going to be in the Loot Cave and Cosmodrome. You're going to go ahead and just interact with it and then kill whatever that pops up, basically like this. So you can spawn into Skywatch, head to Loot Cave, which is just right below here. You're going to interact with the Loot Cave, or Fool will whisper some crazy stuff into your ears, but all you're going to do is just destroy or kill the horde of Hive. Eventually a wizard will spawn in, and then you got to go ahead and just kill it. And then once you do that, it's pretty tanky, but you just gotta kill it. And then you are good to go with these little triumph here. There you go, and that gets it done. Very simple stuff with Goblin. Next up, I skipped this one, not really on purpose, because it's a public event. The public events are random. But from my experience, public events are shared. So if somebody else does the rift generator and puts the arc charges in, it will progress this. It should progress this. So the way this works, you head over to Dreaming City, and it can only spawn in the Strand, which is this one right here. And you have to shoot, I think, these what do you call it? Abominations. They spawn in every wave, and you kill them, and you put down an arc battery back into the middle, and then that progresses it. If you want to do that, you can, but it's not always going to be there. So it's either your choice, but you can skip it, as I skipped it in the title. So there's that. But if you want to do it, then you can do it for the currency, of course. All right, next up we have is destroy a vent during a Cabal injection rig. If you don't know what this is, there's these giant injection rigs that can spawn on EDZ, Nessus, and Neptune. I can show where they can spawn as a public event. For EDZ, it could spawn up here in Second Isles, or it could spawn here in the Gulch in the middle here. For Nessus, it could spawn where is it? I think it's over here in the Cistern. And I don't know, it says Neomuna, I don't even know what that is, to be honest with you. But all you do is just shoot the vent when it pops open, when you kill the first or any of the Scions. It should be shared, and as long as you're doing that public event, should progress automatically with other people. Then we have destroy a Glimmer Refiner. So Glimmer Refiner is the Glimmer Drill, or the Glimmer Drill public event. So it's Cosmodrome or EDZ. The most popular one, and the one that happens a lot, is going to be in Trostland in the EDZ. It will spawn like around over here. And then the Gulch can have it as well, and Firebase Haze can have it as well, and many other planets have it too. But all you gotta do is when you kill the three, I don't know what you call it, those ones with the knife or the spheres, I forget what they're called, the pikers, I think, I don't know. Whatever it's called, it just says it's in there. It spawns next to the walls. You destroy it, and that's all you need to do. I'm sure somebody else will do it if you don't know how to do it, but it's very simple. The Glimmer Refiner. It's very simple stuff. Nothing too complicated. That's all. Unless they're talking about the heroic event, you do it 3 times technically, and it does break the Glimmer Drill, but something. Whatever. Anyways, whatever. And then we have dunk a arc charge during a Fallen Walker public event. Now, this public event, it can't spawn an EDZ on the outskirts. It can spawn on the moon. I don't know the exact locations for these, but they're whatever. I mean, you can skip this one too, but as long as anybody, I think it's 3, and as long as anybody puts in a arc charge into it, which people do all of it, which is more than 3, it will get it done automatically. And then defeat a fallen spider tank. So these two are actually technically together. If you do this event, you get this one done. No matter what, you're destroying a fallen spider tank. Well, if you could do it in Cosmodrome, but this is only in Cosmodrome. And the only real spot it could spawn, unless you're doing a strike, you can do if you head over to the divide, so you head to the steps and head through the divide, you'll always see a fallen spider tank in this area. You can destroy it. It's very easy to do. Or you could do it as a strike, which is needed for one of the triumphs in the future. You could do that as doubled as well, or do the public event and do that doubled as well. All right, and that works pretty good. Then we have, after that, we have defeat combatants. Interceptor is the Cabal ship. I don't know where it spawns. I think it spawns in like Firebase Hades sometimes, or some enemies use it, or the sunken one up there. It only can be EDZ. There might be a mission that might have one. I'm not sure, but I didn't do it because I don't want to look for it. Then we have defeat Randal the Vandal. So Randal the Vandal in the Forgotten Shore. So the Cosmodrome over here. Randal the Vandal, it is located around here, right after the public event, or Lost Sector over here. You should see a bunch of fallen and in a yellow bar Vandal. I can show footage of it, but trust me, it just should be over there. I'll find it. It's 12-hour VOD though. So we're at the ship, which is the Lost Sector, and you'll see Randal the Vandal should be right there. For me, I don't know if it's random spawn or not, but for me, it was there. So kill it. It's pretty tanky. And yeah, so good luck with that. This one is score or witness a perfect round tire in the game on the moon. This one I have this was retroactive. I don't know how to do this. Like you go to the moon. There's the moon. You can either someone else could do it while being there, or you could do it yourself. But you head to the moon, which is the big one down here, Sanctuary. And you either get a perfect score by getting all of the tires into the middle crater. I did this a long time ago. People be able to cheese it sometimes. I don't know, man. But just say good luck and try your best, I guess. I don't know how to do this. There's some probably videos out there to cheese it or the correct way to do it. I don't even know how to do it anymore. So here we have the moon. Oh, somebody's doing it right now, surely. So you spawn the tires in, and then you have to push the tire into the middle, or try to get into the middle. This guy's gonna try his best. Watch this. It goes down. And they missed. Now, I think there's a way to reset it. I could be wrong. But I think we'll just push it off and just... You can practice though, I guess. Let's see what happens here. I think it's a little bit too hard. But, yeah, unfortunate. I'm not doing it. But anyways, that's how it goes. Next one I have here is Doomed Hydra. This one is the Perdition Lost Sector. The Perdition Lost Sector is located in Europa in the Catamus Ridge over here. This one, it's the Hydra that spawns instantly. If you're doing it just normally, if you have like a high burst weapon or a super, use it. You could one-shot the Hydra and that's it. Or use one-shot the Hydra there. Also, for me at least, like since I was there anyways, I decided to do the solo expert solo expert flawlessly solo expert lost sector. Since I was there, that one's pretty easy to do. You do need some barrier and overload, but they rotate daily, so it doesn't matter what I say. But you don't have to do this one if you want. You can skip this one, but I did it because I was able to do it. Then we have find the crash satellite within K1 logistics on the moon. What the hell is this? I didn't do this on stream, so I don't remember what this is. Find the crash satellite within K1 logistics. What is this? Okay, I forgot. It's the I had it before. It's the lost sector K1 logistics in the boss room. On one of the buildings, there's a satellite you can interact with. So there's like 2 buildings on the left. On the right is the building. When you enter the room for the first time, it is the building on the right side. On top of the roof, there's a satellite there. That's where that is. All right, that's it. Simple, very simple stuff on that one. And then what else we got here? We got defeat combatants with a scythe and crew on quarters. So for this one here, the scythe spawns about 70% into the lost sector. There's gonna be a yellow bar captain, fallen captain. You kill the captain, it spawns a saber, right, a scythe, and you should be able to use it and get 20 kills before you finish this lost sector. This one, I have no idea. Don't ask me. It's something that I don't know. I mean, I think it's a lost sector. I'm sure it's the same thing. You kill like a yellow bar and it drops the cranium. Use the 20 kills. I just didn't really want to do it. And that should be most of them. I mean, you don't have to do all of them, but if you want to do all of them, then sure. Then we have Treasure Hunter. I don't know what this is. What is this again? So Treasure Hunting, it's a pretty short one. There is 8 triumphs in total. You skip 2 of them, which I have skipped 2. We have the Imbaru Chest. This was a pretty weird one. I didn't know. I didn't really understand it that much. I just found a chest at the beginning of the map, and then that's it. So here is what I found. So you're gonna head over to the Throne World, and you're gonna go to Queen's Bailey, which is the top right of the map. So start within the Throne World, and Queen's Bailey is up there. So you're gonna just drive all the way up there. You're gonna head inside the castle or whatever, the keep. And when you're heading inside the main room here, where you fight something in the main quest, the chest at the top right, that's all I picked up, and then it just gave me the thing and it killed me. I don't know what else to do, but it just kills you, I guess, after the debuff goes. I don't know, man. Well, there you go. It goes. I think that's how it works. I could be wrong. Next up we have is retrieve and return leftovers from Zur. So this one is the locations where he used to be when he rotated every week from EDZ Tower Nessus. So here they are if you don't know where they are. So the first one I got is in the tower, in the hangar. So head over to the hangar. You get the first one in there. This is pretty much at the very edge of the back side of it, basically. So the next one in Nessus, this is, I already forgot the name of this. These, not the cistern, but it's the area where you fight the Assimilated Demolishers. Always forget, but the location is a big tree in the back over here. You can pick up the strange leftovers there. I always forget where this is name-wise, but that's pretty much it. And then the Winding Cove in the EDZ for the last one here. You're gonna head up the where the ship is. That's kind of precariously slipping off the cliff here, and he's always been standing here. You know, it's always a fun time climbing up here. You know, back in the day, is nostalgic bait. Anyways, there we go. That is that for treasure hunt for that triumph. And next up we have is complete any full set of Starcast in Dreaming City, action figures in Neomuna, Lucid Moths in the Throne World, Visions of the Traveler in the Pale Heart, Penguin Souvenirs on Europa, or Jade Rabbits on the Moon. Now, this one, I'm sure there's lots of guides out there of locations for everything. I think I have Moth Guide, Action Figure Guide, I have Vision of Traveler Guide, I have not Penguin or Jade Rabbits, I don't think. Or maybe some Star Cats, maybe not, I don't know. But anyways, lots of guides out there to figure out. You do one of them. Which one's free? Dreaming City is free, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. The rest, maybe they're all free. I'm not sure. Anyways, but there we go. I mean, this one's not hard to do, but you gotta do one of them at least. And then we have upgrade a craft weapon to gear 5, gear tier 5. So it's a new, this is a new system here. This is a not a crafted weapon. It is just a tier weapon. A crafted weapon is the one with the red square. You go to, you know, Mars, the Enclave, and you can go ahead and craft the weapon. So not Mars, but within Throne World, the Enclave, you can craft a weapon there. You're gonna go ahead and level it up. Now, I'm not sure of the requirements for each of them, but so here is a craft weapon. We got a lost signal from a long time ago. You can see here tier upgrade. This is level 31. I think I could just max it out. I'm not entirely sure if there's a level requirement. If it's a level requirement, you can just go ahead and level them up by spending glimmer and enhancement cores, or you could or you could do activities, or you get kills with it, and you can level it up there. But other than that, you can just gear it up like that and get the gear 5 level tier 5, whatever it's called, from doing that. So get craft weapon and then tier it up there. I don't know if it's free. It seems like you have to level it up, I guess. And then we have input a valid sequence and activate the wishing wall within the last wish raid. Or you could do, if you do raids or if you do dungeons, then you could get hidden chests, which are very much easier than probably, well, I skipped this one, but if you have the Pale Heart, you can just go ahead and head over to the destination. Pathfinder is this thing over here. And all you're going to do is do one journey. So you do like one of these, one of these, one of these, and one of this, and you claim it. And that will progress it. Or you do like, you know, one of this, one of this, one of this, one of this. And that's it. So do one of these. I just didn't want to do them because I'm just lazy. But that's pretty much it for that. It's pretty easy. Honestly, it's pretty easy. But I just decided to skip it. And then back to, what do you call it? Mara Cipher. If you head over to the Last Wish raid, which is free to do, you can go to Dreaming City, and then you can queue up for the Last Wish raid. You don't have to do anything. You're gonna go to the wish wall, which is over here. You know, so you're just gonna head up like you know. If you don't know what this is, whatever, it's in the back. So instead of going to the right, you just keep going straight, and then you just jump where the water is. Curve to the right. Keep following the green shrubbery or grass to tell you the direction of where you're going. And then you're going to go all the way to the top over here. And then here you have the wall. Now you're going to look up any type of image or guide. And you're going to shoot the correct symbols that is shown. You're gonna copy whatever it tells you. These symbols are organized. All the circles are, you shoot at one time, it will go in a certain order every time. So you just gotta just keep shooting until you see the correct symbol. And the way I like to do it, I like to shoot each one once and then just go over it over again, and then don't shoot the ones that are correct, basically. So for this one, I'm doing is a Shiroshi one, which is probably a more complicated one. Other ones more probably much easier ones to do. But as you can see here, when I get to a certain symbol, I don't shoot anymore. So for example, for this symbol and this pattern, I don't have to do the bottom 3 anymore because those ones are done. And then for now, the symbols on the left and the right, those ones are done. And now the middle one is also done as well. So all it is really is just following a pattern, or just making sure you have a good gun. You want to use a gun that can shoot one at a time and not an explosive weapon. And that's it. Anyways, once you do it correctly, you'll just teleport, and then you'll get the triumph after that. All right, next up we have, and that's pretty much all of them, right? Yeah, that's should be all of them for treasure hunting. Other than that, you skip these two if you want, or do this one, and skip this one, or do this one. Next we have is Distortions. This one is the brand new update, or random event that appears in this update. It rotates between all the planets one time every hour. It's on a fixed list from my experience. So it starts from I don't know, I think it's EDZ, then it goes like, I don't know, I already forgot the list already, but you know what I mean? It just goes every hour, it rotates between each one, and it's always the same order each time. So what it seems. So the way it works, there is these case files. Now, I'll talk about these later, but these case files here are only visible when that planet is distorted. So you will not see these case files when you're just walking around when it's not a distorted planet. So if you want to not do these ones, it's not hard to do these ones, but if you want to skip these ones, you only do 6 in total, and this one's a free one. There is more than 6 in total. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Technically there's 7, but you skip one because you do this one, so you have to do only 5 of them. Right? So you could do these every hour and then pick them up and then do something else, and then within the hour, go do other triumphs while you wait for the timer. If not, I can go ahead and explain what these are basically. So we have expunging, stitching, and cleansing. These ones are the same, unless you don't know, the same mechanics of the ones in the Pale Heart. Expunging, stitching, and cleansing is the exact same thing. When a map is distorted, you can just run around. Let's say, for example, where is the distortion? So EDZ is distorted, so let's go, I don't know, over here or something. I don't know. Let's go here. So around the whole planet, you'll be able to find these circles here. This one is a stitching, and stitching is one where you have to just go through a bunch of these blue waypoints, I guess. They're pretty simple, and these are server side, or I don't know, everybody can see them, so you can work together, and other people in the same session as you can go ahead and do them and make progress as well. And each time you do one, you'll get +1 progress out of the 20 as that. So you're just going to just do all that. It's going to be different for every map, of course. This one's pretty easy. And we got receive reward. We get some rewards, and we get some currency, and we get a multiplier to give us more currency. So when we say, for example, if we open up this destination material over here, instead of getting +1, we're gonna get +2. That gives us, some more progress for that. And another one's over here. This is a expunging. Expunging is one where you have to use your grenade and just throw them at the orbs, like so. Infinite grenades, basically. Just gotta find where they are. And it tells you on the right side where the how much you need left. There you go. Pretty simple stuff. And then the other one, cleansing one, is just like you have to stand and you have to get the buff, and you cleanse the floor of the goop, the red goop. You gotta do all of it to get that done. But that one's a bit harder to do. You can see it right there, I think. Should be around over here. Is that not goop? That's just water. Never mind. Anyways, that's pretty much it when it comes to doing that stuff. And so you do 20 of those, and it's not that bad. Then we have complete breaches following public events. So when you do a public event, so for example, a public event right now is going on. This is a, is it going to be, this is the, I'll do this one real quick. So when a public event finishes, a giant red line will come down, and this will start a optional public event that starts in a minute after. And you'll do 9 waves of enemies and destroy like these corruptions after you kill 3 waves, basically. It's not that hard to do, but it is nice to have other people doing it with you. And it makes things a little bit easier. But with that being said, that's just doing them. Pretty much. So as long as you you know, just do them, you don't have to finish them. I mean, I don't have to complete all 9 waves. It's just do them, and then a progress. It takes a bit of time, but it's all public events. And after that, we have open strange caches. So you do this for the quest you get at the beginning of the event. Here we have a strange signal, and so strange signals are earned after you get 50 strange crystals. I don't know what you call them. Strange matter. When you get 50 in total, it converts to a strange signal. So when you open your map, if you just click on this, you'll go and you could do like a little boss fight and get a chest. Do that 10 times, get the triumph done. So you can farm public events, you do other stuff, kill enemies, do those you know, stitching and cleansing. You get currency from doing that, and you get 50 and you get a strange signal and all that good stuff. Pretty simple stuff. Do it 10 times, like I said, and yeah, nothing too complicated with that. And then this one is just getting currency. You have probably a lot. I don't know, honestly, no idea. Oh, under a strange multiplier, so you have to do a expunging or a public event, and then you have to get currency while that's happening. So mainly you're going to be getting a lot of chests. A chest gives you +4, and material gives you +2. Or you could do, if you do it correctly, you can time it correctly and finish it when a public event finishes. But that one's take a long time, and that one is not an easy one to do right away. So that one's just going to be difficult to do. Anyways, now let's go over the scavenger hunts. So like I said earlier, these ones, you can only see them when you are in the correct planet when a distortion is active. So let's go ahead and just show you guys everything. Time step anyway. So let's start off with the first one here, which is the Cosmodrome. Oh man, I really just forgot about this. I skipped over this one, didn't I? Open ascendant chests in the tincture with a tincture of Queen's Foil in Dream City. This one actually can be a bit difficult. You could instead of doing this one, you could do this one instead. This one, it's a 7-year-old thing. You can find guides from 7 years ago if you really wanted to. Tinctures are an item you can find from opening up chests and doing public events. You use it. You have it up until you leave the instance or leave the planet or whatever, or the area. And depending on the curse rotation, there is different chests per week. At the moment of this recording, it is curse week 3. So then after that, it'll go curse week 1, or the lowest curse, and then medium curse is curse 2. To way to tell, I mean, curse 3, there's lots of blight everywhere, and then after that, I think curse 1 just has like not a lot, and then curse 2 is a minimal, has an okay amount. I don't know, hard to explain, but look up videos, and it should be good to go on information on that. So try your best on that, but I forgot about that. All right, now let's go ahead and do the distortion case files here. So starting off in the Cosmodrome, the way this works and the way to find this books, there will be a way marker that pops up on your screen. It's gonna, there's a lot of way markers obviously on your screen, but it's a very basic objective way marker. Once you get near it, you'll see where it is. So for example, this one in the Cosmodrome is going to be into the subway system. So you're going to head into the building over here, and you're going to go and find the book. Now there's like a book at most of the time in each of the POIs of a map. Sometimes there's 2 because it's only 3, but for like Cosmodrome and EDZ, like each one has 1 because there's so many POIs on the EDZ, right? So you're going to collect that, and here's the location of it on the map if you want to see what that is for these steps. Now to keep the video a bit shorter, but I'll be showing you the location on the map. I can't just show the whole route for it, but you'll see this is for Moth Yards here. You can see that when we open the map here, this is where we are. So Moth Yards, pause the video. That is location for 1 in Moth Yards, and then we're gonna go to the next one here. This one's located not that far from it, but across from it. You'll see on the map right here where we are. There we go. Pause the video, look at there, and that's for both of them in Moth Yards. Next location we're gonna go to is Skywatch. Skywatch, not that crazy. It's next to this building over here, next to this fallen thing. I don't know what it's called. There you go, on the map. That's where we are. Next up is the Divide. This is where you go back to spawn and you go backwards instead of forward. But the fallen spider tank is. Here it is on the map over here. All the way down there. There it is. Pick that up. And then we're going to head to the Forgotten Shore by driving there from the initial spawn, because going anywhere else through the other areas is pretty boring or difficult to do a lot of turning. But this one, you're just going to drive straight towards it to Forgotten Shores. And it's going to be outside of this building. That should be all done for Cosmodrome. Here it is on the map, right there to the right. And that should be the Triumph right there. Next is EDZ for my rotation here. In the next hour, as soon as I finished that last one, I went to do other activities while I wait for the clock to turn for this one. So here EDZ in the Trostland, here on the map right there. Next one in the winding or outskirts, the one next to Trostland is going to be in this truck over here, basically. I did that public event, which gave me the ARC one for depositing the ARC charges for that Fallen Walker one. So that's what I did for that. For the Winding Cove, it is going to be where Zur used to be. It's just next to it should be next to the, you should be able to get this one if you did I forgot the treats, I don't know what you call it, the Zur stuff, I forgot, the Forgotten Lunch, whatever it's called. You can see it right here on the map, where Zur used to be, Winding Cove. Basically, just head up there. This is the Gulch. This is on the highway. Is under the car, or under this broken piece of it. That's a car, I guess you could say that. Here it is on the map here. The Gulch. There it is. The sludge, very simple. Spawn in, transmat in. It is right at the spawn, like so. Here it is on the map. There it is. And for Firebase Hades, it is near the spawn, in this little hut over here, basically. So, gonna walk in. It should be just right over here on this machine on the map. Here it is. And that should be all of them for EDZ, I think. Yes, there you go. So now we're in the Dreaming City. This one, it's in the cat room in the first map here. I forget what it's called. But down here, drop down. Here is the map, Divilian Mists. And the first one is actually technically red spawn. It took me so long to find this one, I'll be honest with you. So, at the very, very, like, near the Lost Sector entrance, to the right of it, I'll show the map, obviously, it is going to be right, that spawn. This one is so bad, man. I hate this one so much. Well, there we go. That is Divilian Mists. 2 of them there. For the next area, this is, what is it called? You'll all see it, but it's on top of where the public event will be. Oh, crystal area. What is it called? The Strand. Yeah, right where the public event is. It could be, it spawns up there. Second one is in the gazebo, or behind the gazebo in the back right. It's an elevated area right behind all the trees over here, basically. This is my last one I found. Dreaming City was a hell. It was hell, I'll be honest with you. It took me too long to find all these ones on the map. This one I found by accident when I first played. It's just like this in Ria Sylvia. I didn't open the map for this one, but it's like under a rock and not that far from the next transition zone where the giant platform is, or the giant tower is in the middle of the map. Or the bridge to the left of it under a rock. You can see it kind of here, like just right before the entrance. I just kind of this is my first one. I just didn't even look at the map, but yeah, my bad. That one. And then the other one is under this bridge over here. A little bit further back. I should over the map for this one, obviously. Hopefully, I think I did. I showed the last one out of all of them. So there we go. Now we have the Throne World in Quagmire. Near the spawn area. We have one not that far from here. Here it is on the map. Okay, next one. Next one is under the rocks near the Lost Sector before you go under. Here it is on the map. There it is. Next area. Here on one of the closest to one of the transition zones, another area on the left side of Fluorescent Canal. We have one there. And then in the middle of the map, we have, what was this doing? We have one just under here on the lower platform, basically. So you jump down. Some waterfalls there. To the next area here, the swampy area. This is like near the transition area for one of the strikes. Miasma. Right there on the map. Just down below. And another one is in like the pillar, like gladiator arena. I don't know what it's called. But we're gonna head up this like broken building. Abandoned relic. Not relic, but you know, destroyed area. Up onto the top. Over here on the map. That should be all done for Throne World. There it is. Just gotta jump up from here, up there. Alright, we have the moon in Archer's Line. This is gonna be inside the building at the very other side where you walk in from. And near the Lost Sector, basically. You never really go there anyways, but there we go. And then at the very one of the edges of the map, we have a bunch of boxes and nightmares over here. Here it is on the map here. Right there. So nothing too crazy for those. Next map, I'm gonna go to Hellmouth. I'm gonna teleport to Soros Harbor. Here we have in one of the buildings near the Lost Sector. I'm gonna enter in, and it's gonna be over here on the map, right there. And then the other one is this one is in the entrance. To down. What is it even called? I always forget what it's called. Well, you know. One of the entrances down there into the Hellmouth, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, the middle one. There we go. That's both of them there. And we have Anchor of Light. There's going to be one when you head inside. There's going to be one to the right, and this little turbine or rocket. I don't know. Something. Hole, I guess. Right there. And then the other one is going to be on top of the big buildings on the left side of the map. This building, you know, the big one. Big yellow building. And then mostly at the top, almost at the top. You can see on the map here where it is. It is right over here. You see right there, the big building. There you go. That should be all of them on the moon. All right, we're in Europa for the first one. In I forget what this area is even called. I don't know the names of these areas half the time. We'll just see right here. I guess it is. The map is Cadamus Ridge near the Lost Sector for number 1. Second one is near the entrance to Brit Extra Science over there at the very tippity top. And then next area, I think it should be kind of obvious. There'll be one inside this dome, the dome area, the dome area. I don't know what you call it. The buried dome area, I guess you could say, in Ivitine Ruins. There we go, right there. Down below. Other one is in, the side, outside over here. You can go from the other side, obviously, on a skimmer, but it is going to be over here on the map, like so. All the way to the top, right there. And then the last area is going to be, have one up with the construct, so you're going to climb the thing, as you would. And there it is on the map, right here. So climb up the big, rusty block of, I don't even know, metal. And the last one's on the outer edge of the map, which is a bit annoying to find, but there you go. So, at the very, very edge, you'll see on the map here, It's just next to this ice rock here. It's kind of annoying. You can see all there right there. Natural Abyss. And that should be the last one for Europa. For that. Alright, the last planet, Nessus, for these case files. Here we have right before you head down into that area. I always put the name of. This is the cistern. This is the flame. Well of flame. Before you enter that area, is going to be right at the entrance there. I'll get the map here real quick. Just bugging out. There it is. Where I am. Next up we have is Artifact's Edge. This is going to be in the cockpit of the ship. I thought it had to be here. There was no other place they would put this. So there we go. That is it for this one. Next one I skipped over because I picked up the Zur thing, but it's the same spot. Basically, we pick up the leftovers, skip up this one at the same time in Watcher's Grave. Now I'm going to head over to the Tangle, I think. This one is in the ravine area on this little rock over here. Here it is on the map for the Tangle. There it is. A bit laggy there, but there you go. Tangle. Now we're going to head over to, I think it's Exodus Black, and then those three last areas. Oh, I gotta go to Hollows first. From Artifact's Edge. Here we have it over here on the stairs. Here on the map, there it is. Just like a little bit further in like the main like battlegrounds area, you fight for a little bit in that wave defense type dealio. One Exodus Black is at failsafe, as it should be. I'll be honest with you. Why not? At this point. So failsafe, Exodus Black, walking from the front of the ship. There you go. And then lastly, last area, you can just drive from it to the Glade of Echoes, of course, straight from Exodus Black. And this one is located not too far from where we came in from, just a little bit ahead into a little like crate looking thing. Here's on the map over here. And that right there should be every single case file. You don't need all of them, but you can do most of it without doing other stuff. And there you go. And that right there finishes the Distortions one. Wow, it took a long time, but hey, it is what it is. Now we have some fun ones. We have the Tower one. The Tower one's pretty cool and pretty fun, I would say. So let's go over the triumphs. So this one here is Speak with Lodi in Sojourner's Camp. In order to head over to Sojourner's Camp, you're going to head over to the EDZ. The EDZ is over here, obviously, and you're going to go to the outskirts. You either drive from Trostland or from the Winding Cove. You're going to take the bridge over here. You should see him in the camp. You just track it and you'll find him there. Very simple to find for that one. And then the next one here we have is Reach Garden 7 or higher. I mean, you can probably skip this one if you don't want to do that one. I don't know how hard it is to get there. I don't think it's that hard, but I already had it pretty much retroactive. Then we have Feed Pigeons for Saint 14. So the pigeons are pretty obvious where they are. They are in the hangar, and there's some new prompts. So there's birds. There's going to be 4 different areas to feed the birds, and there's just new prompts. They take a bit of time. The whole animation has to play through in order to get the progress. Oh, actually, the progress is given as soon as you do it, but you have to wait for it to finish in order to start moving again. There should be 1 over here, and then there'd be 2 next to Saint, and then there's 1 next to one of the nets that you can score the soccer ball in, and the 2 at next to Saint right there. 1 right there, and then 1 next to him on the right, and you finish that and get that done. Next triumph here is, can you pet the dog? The dog is now located next to Lodi in the tower. You can find the tower. Lodi is now in the bazaar. He's over here. The dog is like right over there. The dog, as you see. Good boy. Next up we have is visit the tower and then leave at least 100k less glimmer. I mean, I just spent a lot of it on Rahu upgrades or converting my tennis balls or converting my prisms into that. Just spend 100k. Nothing too complicated with that. Just buy a bunch of stuff and then leave the tower and it'll give you the progress there. Then we have score a goal in the hidden net using the soccer ball in the tower hangar. This is located here in the tower hangar. So you're going to try to bring the ball up these stairs. So not up to where the tower, like back to where you came from, but just a little bit to the right here into this building. And there should be a different goalie or goal post or goal line or whatever that will help you score the secret, the goal. You can see right there. You put that in and then you'll get the goal triumph there. Next one we have is sweeper no sweeping. This one, there was like 2 in the main area, 2 in the hangar, and like 2 in the bazaar, and maybe more in the annex area. Not hard to find. I don't want to show you guys because it's pretty obvious what they are. Just two super bots. Just interact similar with the pigeons. You just interact with them and do the animation and do their 6 at a time. That's it. Then we have reset the site safety counter in the tower hangar. So you go to the tower hangar and then you just jump off. It resets the clock. You don't really do anything. That's just automatically it resets the clock there. Then we have complete the optional the floor is lava challenge. So very simple stuff in the tower. So the don't pick me up is at the back of the tower and you can't touch the floor. Once if you do it correctly and you do make a mistake and you do still claim it, you still have to buff again the high speed jump boost with this game mode mini game as well. So you can kind of cheese it, and by doing it if you do not do it correctly the first time but you do finish it, you get this movemency buff. But as long as you don't touch the floor one time and then jump into there's 3 different random spawns, but there we go. And then we have the ball one. So the ball, you spawn the giant traveler ball. So the way this works, there's a way where you can just go to the correct area and put your ghost out. So this first one here, you do this one first, put your ghost out, see a bunch of confetti or a sparkler or sparkles, whatever, and you're gonna go walk down this hallway here or staircase. You're gonna pull your ghost out here and it should be right there, and then you're gonna head up this lant to the very back side where the Cabal guard is here, and you're gonna put your ghost out at the corner or the back over here. That's for number 3. And then you're gonna go back to the front over here where the monument stuff is, where it used to be the thing, I don't know what you call it, the scaffolding, but you're gonna walk over here and that should be the last and 4th final one with your ghost out, and it should spawn the traveler ball and the celebration should start there. So there you go, traveler manifestation, and that right there should be all triumphs for the tower. Very cool stuff, very fun ones. Then we have allies. So complete the tenants. I don't even know what this is. What is this? It is just basically the beginner quest for this event. So just follow what it says. Interact the tower, yada yada, whatever. Anyways, then we have this one, rendezvous with other people. So this is the similar. This is when you talk to Lode for the first time in the tower. Then you can progress these ones. So this is all a cross quest one. So for example, this is for the Ikora one. This is the Eris one, the Lodi one in Europa. This one is also Queen Marisov in the Confluence. This one's Lodi in Eternity. This one is Speak to Luzaku and Queen's Bailey. And I think that's all of them. So as long as you do all of those, you can go and finish this one and talk to Lodi after. The one for Marisov, which we'll probably go over that once we get there in campaigns. But anyways, so that one's that. And this one, you probably will finish this or finish this before this. This one is finishing 7 other big triumphs. So for example, for like this one, like all the ones they have to do for all the other triumphs, when you finish 7 of those triumphs, you can go ahead and interact with an auto rifle between the tenets of bravery and devotion in the tower. So it should be located like this over here. After you finish 7 of them, you can go and interact with wait until evening, and then that will give you a cutscene. I don't want to spoil it, but it involves Zavella and Ikora talking for about 3 to 4 minutes. It's pretty cool. It's kind of like the end or roundup of the entire, not the storyline of like the light and dark saga, but more of the story for Zavella and Ikora and the Vanguard itself. So it's pretty cool. I'm not gonna say anything else, but it's just a little talking, but a little bit of a thing there. Huh? Then I have some simple ones here, like for example, go to Trostland EDZ and get 20 kills. Very easy to do. I'll just get a sniper rifle, anything. It works fine. We have complete a armor synthesis bounty in 801. From 801, you can find them. 801. She has a bunch of bounties. You can pick them up. they're pretty easy to do. I just didn't decide to do it, but you just go to the annex and talk to her in the tower annex, and you can pick it up, and they're pretty easy to do. Yeah, I think. And then we have, after that, we have open Maeve's stash near Shahan. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even know what the prerequisites for this, if there is any. Is his key for free? You talk to him, there's a key in his inventory, and you go behind him or behind you, and there's a chest. I open it up, it gave me a charger key. I don't know how else you get it, but it's a free key, I think. I don't know, but basically what to do. They have purchased all fragments of light from Ikora in the tower, all from the stranger, and all from the Puka Pawn. Now this one's probably DLC specific. For example, you probably need Beyond Light to get all the abilities, and you need Lightfall to get the Strand ones. But there is new fragments. So if you go to Ikora, you could buy the new aspects for the Void and Solar ones. So, and then there's new grenades for Strand and new grenades for Stasis as well for all the classes. So if you've been caught up with the story, caught up with all the upgrades, just buy them. If you're new to the game, you have to buy a DLC. Yeah, so, but you can skip these ones. You can skip how much? You can skip a lot because some are DLC, obviously. So I skipped 2 of them, but you can skip 4 of them. So up to you. Lots of them you can skip. Then we have complete any portal. Complete any of Petra's daily bounties. You head to the Dreaming City, talk to her. She has like 5 daily bounties, and one of them is very easy to do. And then we have complete a weekly deep side quest. This is a raid triumph. So there's a deep side quest at Hawthorne you pick up, and it's for the Vault of Glass. Finishing this specific triumph, you get the Chatter White shader at the vendor, the Tenet of Death. I don't know, I guess what it's called, Sacrifice one, I think is the where it is. So we could now buy the Chatter White. So that's pretty much allies, pretty easy to do. Most of them are pretty simple. Then we have campaigns. Now I did campaigns. You don't have to do campaigns. There's other ones you might do, like for raid, dungeon, and stuff. But this one actually took a bit longer than I thought it would, because it requires 13 out of the 17. So you can skip 4 of them. Or, not 4 of them. You skip 3 of them, because it's actually, there's 16 in total. But then this is, 16, you can skip 3. So this one is speaking to Marisol. This one's a bit confusing if you don't know where the confluence is. So here's the confluence, just so you know where this is. So even then, you can just track it like you would normally do. Like it's the orange banner on the map. I'm going to head over to the Oracle. So from the Devillian spawn here, this kills me. You're going to follow the way marker up until this bridge over here. And you're going to go to the confluence, which is the portal below. So you can see here, just drop down under the bridge, and then you have the confluence. Now, I had a strange signal as well for this location. I think it's probably the same for every single time. A strange signal. So this one was inside the confluence. So Marisol was in the confluence, and the strange signal was also in the confluence. So you take the portal, and this is the confluence. It's a bunch of, the confluence is like a bunch of teleporters to the other parts of the map. You know how there's no other transmat zones in the game other than the Devillian Mist, but this could be used to teleport around faster than using your spare rope. No, it's not. I'm just lying to you, but it's whatever. It's fun. It's a cool little spot. But yeah, if you track it, you'll see Marisol in the Shadow Throne entrance area when you first found it for the first time. If it's still a thing, probably not. Anyways, that's that. Now we have the campaign mission. So this one, it requires you to have the Ace of Spades hand cannon. It's probably pretty easy to get. You're gonna go ahead and head over to the timeline, which is this button over there to the left. You're gonna go to the very first one here, or second one, and you're gonna go to Cade's Fate. You're gonna equip the Ace of Spades to get 52 kills, which is very much a lot more enemies in there. You don't use it the entire time. As long as you get 52 kills, you're done for that triumph. As long as you finish, you're done for that one step. But you gotta finish the mission anyways, which is pretty okay. Then we have Nightmare Hunt on the Moon. So you're gonna go to any Nightmare Hunt on the moon here. So for example, if we go to the moon any of these here. So this one, or this one, it rotates daily. I will say to equip if you have the Thorn, there is another Triumph where you get nightmare kills with the Thorn or have it equipped. There's a lot of nightmares in the Nightmare Hunt, so I do recommend having that nice duo Triumph progression there. It's very, very useful to have the information. That is pretty nice. And then we have, next up we have is Beyond Mission. So this one's a bit difficult unless I'm dumb. But yeah, it says it right there. This mission is periodically available on the moon. Unfortunately, for the Beyond mission, it rotates daily, I think. So unfortunately, you can't do it unless it's available on on the moon for Shadow Keep. So you can't do it. You can't skip it, obviously. That one. Then we have complete a Beyond Light mission, campaign mission, or Empire Hunt. I just did the Beyond Light mission, campaign mission. I don't know. Empire Hunt didn't work for me. I think I had to do it in the portal. I could be wrong, but I did a campaign mission instead. These rotate daily, but it's just a random one, so it doesn't matter. They have Exo Challenge. So this one, I don't know, you probably need the older DLC for this one. I could be wrong. But you go to Europa. This is the daily campaign mission, and Exo should be here. If you don't have that, then I don't know. But this is the Exo mission here. For that one, it's pretty fast usually. And then next up we have is we have the Cunning in the Throne World. So this is the Witch Queen DLC. You're gonna go ahead and head over to Throne World, and you're gonna click on this button over here, and you're gonna go ahead and do the Cunning. Now, at the end of the Cunning, there will be a Drake that will spawn a tank, basically. So it spawns at the very end of the mission. This is where you have to escape the caldera or escape this fortress after you beat the Ahamkara double. You have to go to the Drake, which is, instead of going left, you go take a right on the bridge over here, and to kill, I think it's like 5 abominations. You'll only get the step done as you go up the elevator. It doesn't actually complete until you do that. You won't hopefully just count the 5, the correct ones, and you should be good to go for that, and you finish the mission. That's the end of the mission anyways, but there you go. Next up we have is the Ghosts, another Witch Queen quests. This one, at the final encounter or the boss encounter, you will get a scythe to use. It's a bit wonky in terms of like how it works, but I need to shoot like all 3 of these splinters. Here's what it looks like. When you start the boss fight, there's like these way markers above each of the doors, like these dark splinters you can shoot, and then this scythe spawns in the middle room at the back, which doesn't really tell you, but you gotta go pick it up, I guess. You can see here I start walking towards the middle room. I already defeated one of the chieftains already, but then I look, there's just a scythe right there. I don't know, maybe it's always there. I don't know. You need to shoot those things at the beginning. I never remember seeing those things at the beginning. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not entirely sure, but they keep respawning though. Maybe it's a part of something else. I don't have no idea what's it about. Maybe I'm just seeing things, I guess. I have no idea, but the scythe is right there apparently. Either if it's not or not, I don't know. Maybe it's an exotic thing. I didn't do the exotic quest yet, so it's whatever. This one I decided to avoid. This one is a final quest for, I think is it for Lightfall? I could be wrong. I don't remember which quest that is. Oh yeah, the Lightfall one. I don't want to do it, or I didn't want to do the final mission for that, so I skipped that one. I don't think it's that hard to do. It's just I don't want to feel like doing it. And then after that, there is the mission Ascent. You have to just go ahead and get 25 kills with the Cosmodrome exotic rifle. So you have to have the exotic for this one. If you don't have it, then you need a DLC for this one. Even then, you need a DLC for this mission, anyways. But 75 kills it's a lot more enemies than that, and you could just finish the kills and switch the weapon off pretty much. This one I didn't do either because I don't even know. I don't want to try it, to be honest with you. This one is the Pike. This one is the Pike is located before you open up the big wall you're still outside the map. Very easy to find, and it's very obvious where they are. Witness Exorcism. This is the final mission of the final shape. The 12-man. Just do it one time. Again, people were playing it. Don't worry about it. This one we have the Follow. The Follow is a Edge of Fate mission. It is located in the academy. So you're gonna do the path up until like over here. This map sucks, to be honest with you, but it's in the building around over here. And you just have to just not get touch the water one time or die one time. It's very simple and very easy to do for that one. And then we have this one, Imperium. So this is the first mission of Renegade. It's pretty long. The interceptors spawn at the end, the very final encounter of the story mission, the giant the AT-ATs, whatever you call them. They are going to be there. And then we have this one, the final mission of Renegades. All you have to do is have the Praxic Blade and kill the final boss with it. No other weapon. You can use weapons after that. But luckily, I had a checkpoint for this boss fight, so I didn't have to do the entire mission. So I saved so much time, because checkpoints do not reset. So I had it for another mission. Anyways, that's it. Campaigns is a bit of an annoying one. You do need to own the DLC and exotic weapons as well. So up to you if you want to do this one. You can skip this one if you want and do other ones, but this one I did because I don't know, I didn't want to do that. I had no energy to do the other ones anyway. So then we have the 9. And this one you need to do 9 triumphs. There is 16 in total, so it's actually, or 15 in total. So you skip a lot of them, which I did. I think honestly, I don't even remember. I didn't even read any of these. I just didn't do these ones. I think these are all pretty easy, but these are pretty easy. I think. So let's start with the first one here. Speak to Lodi in Eternity. It's just you go to the treasure hoard and teleport, and you should be able to find them pretty easily inside the white area. Then we have find and destroy corruption within Vale's Labyrinth. So these are like special extra stuff. It doesn't the planet or the area doesn't need to be distorted. They're just special versions of the lost sectors. As soon as you walk into a lost sector, you should see a corruption ball. Before you start, you shoot the corruption ball, and it changes the corruption, or it changes the entire lost sector to be corrupted, basically, or distorted. So all of them are pretty much the same thing. As long as you shoot the ball at the beginning of the lost sector, you will corrupt and distort the lost sector. So there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these. You could do mostly all of these, and that's it. Nothing too complicated with them, as long as you know where the lost sectors are and you do the same things. There's that. Or you could do the Dares of Eternity stuff. So this one is Dares of Eternity. You can go ahead and defeat companions with rocket launchers, and that's it. So you get, if you have Galahorn, you can just finish this very easily. And when you predict correctly, you get infinite ammo, heavy ammo. So if you do that correctly, you'll get, or do the obby correctly as well. The second encounter should be easy, and third encounter should be easy with infinite ammo. And then we have strange coins. I don't even know. You can, if this is by Friday, you can hold a lot of coins now. 700 coins now. So it should be pretty easy to get this. Probably 700 for the final one. Feed a Star Horse. I actually don't know how to do this. I know you can feed the Star Horse sugar cubes. I just forget where you get them. I think you get them as a random drop, but I could be wrong. This one, I mean, you have to max out his vendor and then do the exotic quest. I had this from a long time ago. Then we have complete the upper obstacle course path. So just don't mess up the first thing. Predict Eternity. So there's a 1 in 3 chance to get the correct guess. If you play expert mode, it's guaranteed to be the same one each time, depending. You have to read it before going in. And this one is complete with an arc subclass equipped, and then do arc damage, yada yada yada. So it seems pretty easy to do. All these are pretty easy. If you do Dares of Eternity, there's that, or do the lost sectors is very easy as well. Then we have targets. This one's a bit different. And you only do 10, but there's 14 in total for this one. So you skip 4 of them, which I skip these 4 here. Let's go ahead and talk about what you do. So this one, speak to Luzaku in the Queen's Bailey. She's pretty much at the entrance where that is. So Queen's Bailey is located in the throne world. And you're going to go ahead to the top right, up the fluorescent canal, and drive up there for that one. That is Triumph, right? And then we have on Europa, defeat the Vex combatants with using void abilities or acquire of 1. So these ones, you have 2 options. You just either do void abilities or acquire of 1. You could do this hand in hand. If you're doing campaigns, you do the campaign mission on Europa. Make sure you're using a void weapon or acquire of 1, and you'll progress that pretty well. This one on Nessus over here, we have defeat Cabal combatants with either solo abilities or Skyburner's Earl, which is a very simple exotic. Cabal, you can find Cabal in Artifact's Edge in the public event, or you could find a lot of Cabal in the Lost Sector, in the Cistern Lost Sector, I think, right? Cistern. Then we have defeat fallen combatants with arc abilities or Lord of Wolves. I didn't finish it, but I got them by accident, so there's that. Then we have defeat Moon with either stasis abilities or the Deris exotic weapon. This one, I think it's a season weapon, I think. I don't know, you probably get it from the kiosk if you have the DLC. I could be wrong. Or stasis abilities, which is free. Stasis is free, so you just use that in the hive on the moon. You can do that during your nightmare hunt if you want to. And then in the Pale Heart, if you have this, you can use prismatic abilities or the Tessellation exotic weapon, which is another seasonal weapon, I think. Prismatic is not free, and the weapon's not free, so you might have to skip this one if you don't have the DLC for that. And then in the Throne World, you kill Scorn with Strand or Slayer Fang, which is very DLC stuff, so if you don't have that, oh well. In Dreaming City, defeat Taken with Stasis ability or with Whisper. Stasis is free, so this should be pretty easy to do. Then we have exotic weapon Telesto, defeat Theus, the defended. They were last seen in the Dreaming City. This one, I didn't do this one, but I touched them, I guess, and someone else killed it with Telesto. So, this guy is located near the Lost Sector, the Starlight Chamber Lost Sector, whatever it's called, or Chamber of Starlight, as what it's called. There's a little cave over here, and he has a gray shield, and you have to use a Telesto to shoot him and kill him. I touched some. I didn't really care. I forgot. I didn't even know what this was, to be honest with you. But somebody eventually had Telesto and then killed it, basically. So I just got the quest progress. I see they're shooting a Telesto there. I just got the quest progress because they killed it eventually, and I didn't do anything. So free triumph, pretty much, as long as you're there and people are doing it. But you should be able to find it pretty easily there. I don't know, where's the proc here? Should be pretty soon, I think. There we go. So he's got it just by doing nothing, pretty much. They're just down there. Everybody's there, as you can see. So we have defeat any servitor boss EDZ. There's a high value target that spawns in Trostland or any of the public events, like the one in what's it called? Hellbase. Is it Hellbase Hades, or the outskirts can have a giant public events for the servitor there. There is that. Or maybe Lost Sector as well. I'm not sure. Then we have on the moon, defeat a powerful wizard with your super. Powerful wizard is just a yellow bar or a orange bar, maybe. I'm not sure if that works. But I just went to Altars of Sorrow, and there's yellow bar Nightmare, a wizard I could spawn. I just use super and I killed it. You can weaken it and then kill it eventually, or just use a full super. Roaming super and killed the Nightmare wizard. I just did it in there and it gave it to me, so it worked out pretty well. I ain't gonna lie, nothing too crazy, but we did that. It completed it. And then we have defeat nightmares on the moon. So this one, you can do this with a nightmare hunt for the other one and the other triumph for destinations or whatever, or campaigns. You just have a thorn equipped. A lot of nightmares spawn in there. So you could do those both at the same time. You have defeat a knight, Hive Guardian Knight, Hive Guardian Wizard, and Acolyte. If you're doing campaign, there's a good amount of them in the campaign missions, but you can find them roaming around or doing other stuff like public events and stuff. For the most part, you'll find a lot of them, I would say. But most of them got done in the public events or the campaign missions. Then we have No Time to Explain Pulse Rifle on Europa. You could do this doing other either the campaign missions for Europa or just doing lost sectors. You can get a bunch of kills with the Vex in like the lost sector, like the perdition, whatever you call it. There's that, and that's pretty simple. But you do need the exotic rifle, which is a quest, or if it was a pre-order bonus, I think you could get from Europa or Beyond Light. I'm not sure how to get it, but I think you can just buy it from the kiosk if you own the DLC, I think. So there's that. Then we have Arnaments. This one is pretty simple. This one is only 5, and there is 8 or 7 in total, so you skip 2. So here we have in this one, in any combatant focused activity, defeat a single file enemy combatant for a super. So any super will get this done instantly, basically. Defeat 7 targets with a single Nova Bomb, Thunder Crash, or Beta Rush. So Nova Bomb is a Warlock, Void Warlock. Thunder Crash is a Arc Titan, and then Blade Barrage is Hunter, Solar Hunter. 7, just gotta find an area of a lot of enemies and just nuke them, basically. Then we have defeat combatants in the Pale Heart with a prismatic subclass, so you need a DLC for this one. Just gotta make sure you have it equipped and kill things. Or you do this one as a fire team, defeat combatants in Praxis Blades in Lost Frontier. So if you have the lightsaber and you have access to renegades, you just do the activity one time and do that. Or you can do defeat combatants on Neomuna, which is Neptune, with Strand Energy. So you can either do Strand abilities, which you need DLC for, or you have a Strand weapon, which are free to use. So I use Strand weapon, I just ran around and killed enemies on Neomuna. And then this one we have defeat combatants with Telesto. So each time you kill any combatant in an activity, so you do like a solo op or a strike, it'll be +1 to the progress. If you own this emblem over here, which is the Telesto Emblem, it is 10x, so it's only 10 kills. So it is going to be in the general one over here, and it is the Schrodinger's gun. I think this is a code. Let me find it real quick. So this emblem is a code, Schrodinger. You put this in the Bungie Redemptions page, and then you will get this emblem. This gives you 10x the progress for that triumph there, right? Make sure you equip it and wear it, and that will progress you pretty fast and very easy to do that one. And then we have, after that, we have, what are we doing? Arnaments, I'm doing this. This one, and then this one, complete a activity of only swords or glaives equipped in your weapon slots, and then so you can do a solo ops and just have 50 kills. You can fill your slots of swords and glaives on both energy and kinetic, and then or stasis, and then you could just well, you know what I mean. And then a heavy sword, or you can do Ergo Sum or whatever you want. Should work with that. And then we have exotic missions. I didn't do any of these, but they should be pretty simple. If you want to do them, you only do 8 out of the 12 or 11. You skip 3 of them. This one is just going to Pinnacle and gets S rank or higher, which is kind of difficult, I say. Maybe. Onslaught is just onslaught activity, and then Crawl is the Coil or Warden Prison, whatever one. Whisper mission, Whisper exotic equipped. You probably equip it at last, usually. 0 hour, you do both of these. You could either not die during the Trevor Maze, and you could use the Outbreak Perfected Pulse Rifle in this. You get 2 of them done. You could use the Dead Man's Tail Scout during Presage, and you could do a dual Destiny in under 30 minutes. And then these triumphs here are the secret exotic mission, which I haven't done yet, which I'll do soon. But you could do that. They may be easy to do. I don't know, but get that one done. They have strikes and battlegrounds here, which was the one I did. It's pretty easy for this one. I didn't do fire team ops. I don't know how much you need to do for this. It would take a bit too long to do, I think, for me. And then defeat champions in any activity, which is probably pretty easy. Doing a lot of stuff, but I didn't do much champion activities. For this one, complete any strike or ops activity with an artifact equipped with 7 perks. The artifact is guaranteed to have 7 perks. As long as you just do all this, you will get 7 perks. Doesn't matter, no level required. You have it done automatically. and there's multiple artifacts you could choose from now out of a list in the inventory there. Very useful. Very easy to, this one's very easy to do. Complete the disgrace strike without dying. I would recommend doing this with a darkness subclass to finish this step over here. So you can do that with a darkness subclass. Disgraced is a, I don't even know which one this is, but it is a one you can't find, I think, in the map, so you have to go and do it from here, which would be not matchmaking. Matchmaking rotates every day with the little symbol on the top right, so that's the only one you could do, or you just get lucky and get it in the Fireteam Ops rotator, but if not, whatever. I did it solo, but with the darkness subclass equipped. And then this one you could just load into Inside Terminus, get 20 sniper headshot kills, and just exit out. This one, Devil's Lair for solar subclass equipped, and this will give you progress for this one. And Sunless Cell, same thing. Solar and solar kills with a weapon or just ability kills. And you can just do that with other people matchmaking. You could just find them on the map. This Sunless Cell and Devil's Lair. But this one, you could do darkness for this one, and you get this one done as well. Raid, I don't know anything. Dungeons, I don't know anything. PvP, you could probably do PvP. If you like PvP a lot, you could do PvP. Very easy to do. If you're able to do it, you can do, it's only is 8 and there's only 11, so you skip 3 of them. For doing this one, I'm sure it's not that bad. These ones are pretty easy to do. Gambit I did, very easy to do. It's only 3 triumphs out of the 5. So this one, you'll just get blockers. So large 15 is 30. And there's another 30 right there, and then 15, but you'll probably get 100 in total. And then this one, just hand cannon kills. I use the Malfeasance to go faster, but you can use any hand cannon if you want. And then defeating blockers envoys, which you can get this done pretty much done in 1 run if you want to, but if not, it takes maybe 2 games to get this one done. And that's it. And then high value targets spawn every round, but you have to, you do have to hit them 1 time to get progress. So that's at least 4 matches, which is a bit much. So these 3 are the best ones to get done, unless like invading. And then Sparrow raiding, I haven't done anything. I will probably play this another day, but maybe it's easy, maybe it's hard. I have no idea. You need to do 7 out of the 9, so you skip 2 of them. I'm not sure, but that should be everything there, I would say. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. It's a very long, my longest video probably. I showed a lot of information, talked a lot obviously, and did show a lot of info in terms of showing footage, so it takes a bit of time to do all that. But of course, if you want to see the legends, is the immortal the immortal ornaments, you get this after you get the title. You get the title obviously, and you can still guild it, but you also go to the monuments and redeem by spending 50 legendary marks or legend marks, and then you can get the ornaments there. They look really good. These look really good, and they shader really good. Like I said, the shader I like is this shader right here. It looks really cool. I'm sure you can find some pretty cool shaders for this set, but I'll show you guys all of them for each class. But other than that, I mean, it's some pretty nice stuff. Honestly, I'll just show you real quick right now. So I have them equipped right now. So Hunter, we have here Hunter. There's our Hunter. Here's our Warlock and our Titan. These are all looking very, very nice. All right, so I love the look. I might use them for a while, to be honest. I think they're the best looking ones at the moment. The Vex one looks pretty good for most classes too, but this looks really good. So once you get the title, you can go ahead and buy the set for 50 tokens. I don't even know what this is. I hear that this is like something from D1, I think. I don't really know exactly, but I'm pretty sure that's what I read or something. Let me double check though. I think if you do get like a little crown above it. I don't know what it really means, to be honest with you. But I have no idea what it really does. But your little thing above your head, I guess. I'm not sure. It's kind of cool. And I'm gonna buy a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna get, the things that'll kill you, I guess, or doxed. You're wearing a marathon set in Destiny. Apparently, it's gonna kill you. Good warning there. Be careful. Wearing these ornament sets. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is bad. Big warning there. Big warning. I'm gonna buy all of them though. See if we can buy all of them for all the characters. I don't know. Maybe. Oh, I can't. I can't get these yet. I have to do more content, I guess. We got this, that. I don't know if it goes full. It gets full. Does it? It's been auto-claiming. Some of them are auto-claiming. This one's been doing it. There we go. Can't buy that. Sure. Let's see. So we spent about 600, I think, for all the ornaments for just Titan. So if I buy that again, it's gonna we could afford, I think, all of them for all the characters except for these the Sparrow League one. I don't know. I mean, it's pretty expensive stuff, I'd say. But I think we could probably get all of it, I would say, over time though. So anyways, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will keep playing the game and enjoy my time. I will be streaming this some more. I'll be doing the exotic mission on stream probably, and Sparrow Racing to see how it is. But anyways, hope you guys enjoy the video. And the ornaments are very cool. I think I messed up when I put too much. Got too much on me now. What is going on? Where is my helmet? I've lost it. Oh, there it is. Yay. Anyways, that's it. Very long video. Sorry.